you gotta know where your money is going. Because if you don't know where your money is going, then it is going to disappear. So you need to track how much money you're making and where your money is going. How much money you're spending, where you're spending it, how much you're investing, and how much you're saving. You need to have a track of all of your money, and this is something that you need to do every month. Even if you're not a financial person, you don't like talking about money, this doesn't have to be too hard. There's a ton of free apps out there that you can use to help track your money and help monitor your money. I'm kind of old school. I just use an Excel sheet. I've kind of built my own pro forma and my own kind of system where in the beginning of every month, I write down on my Excel sheet how much money I made and where all my money went, because if you don't know where your money is going, it is going to disappear. In the business world, what we say is if you can't track it, you can't optimize it, because if you don't know how well the system's running, you can't improve that system. Well, it's the exact same with your money. If you don't know where all your money is going, you can't improve where your money is going. You can't improve your wealth because you have nowhere to see how your money is being spent. Once you start writing down where your money is going, the second thing you need to do is build a financial shield, because you need savings. Right now, the vast majority of Americans don't have $1,000 saved up, but the reality is sometimes life happens and emergencies happen and you need cash to cover that emergency, because if you don't have cash, then now you got to go into credit card debt, which is very expensive, or you got to get a payday loan, or you got to get a hard money loan. And in all of these situations, you are getting skinned alive by the lender. And I don't want you to do that, which is why you need to start saving some cash. That way you have a financial shield to protect you from emergencies. In general, your goal should be to save something like 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in your savings account. Now, this savings money is not money that you're going to use for a down payment on a house. It's not money that you're going to use to go buy a nice car. It's not money you're going to use to buy a new cell phone. This money is just sitting there to protect you from an emergency. That way you don't have to go into credit card debt when an emergency happens. So this should be your base goal, 3 to 6 months worth of savings. But if you really want to protect yourself and you want to be really risk adverse, then you should have something like 12 months worth of expenses saved. You don't really want to have too much more than that, because saving money is losing money. Your savings accounts are not paying that much in interest, yet at the same time, inflation is 2 or 3% a year. What that means is the price of things, the price of living is going up by 2 or 3% a year, while your savings are just sitting there flat. So if your savings aren't growing, but the price of everything else around you keeps going up by 2 or 3% a year, that means your savings are essentially losing value each and every day, which is why, yeah, you need savings to protect you. But you don't want to save all your cash, because your goal should be to build your wealth. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. If you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, you know that I love using my credit card to make transactions, because anytime I use a credit card, I get cash back, I get points, and I never carry any interest because I pay off my entire credit card balance in full every single month. That way I get the perks and the rewards from the credit card company, and I don't pay them any additional money in interest. But a lot of people right now are getting skinned alive by the credit card companies because they're spending money on extra guac that they can't afford. And now you're having to pay 15, 16, 17, 18% interest on that extra guac, which is skinning you alive. And so what you need to do right now is stop bleeding cash. You know, it's always kind of funny to think about this, because we talk a lot about investing on a YouTube channel. And I'll talk about, okay, if you get a 7% return on your money, this is what will happen. Or if you get a 10% return on your money, this is what will happen. And every single time I do that, people will leave comments saying things like, or where am I supposed to get a consistent 10% return? But at the same time, do you want to know somebody who is getting a consistent 19% return every single year? Your credit card company. And you are the one paying it if you have credit card debt. Let me show you what I mean. So I was reading on a NerdWallet article that many Americans are taking more than 10 years to pay off their credit card debt. So if your credit card company is charging you 19% a year, what would happen if you invested that money and got a 19% return on your money? If you could invest $1,000 a month, and let's say you can get a 19% return on your money every single year. Now, I know it's not very easy to get a 19% return every single year, but your credit card company is doing it. So if you invest $1,000 a month and you can get a 19% return on your money every single year, and you do this for 10 years, which is what a lot of people are taking to pay off their credit card debt, this $1,000 a month investment would grow to over $420,000 over those 10 years if you could get the same 19% return on your money. Well, your credit card is getting that 19% return on your money, and so your credit card is becoming wealthy because of you while you are staying broke. So what you need to do right now is you need to stop bleeding cash because you need to pay off your credit card debt as fast as possible. Credit cards are a tool. If you know how to use them and you know how to use your money, you can get a bunch of free perks, you can get a bunch of cash back for doing nothing except making your regular transactions with a credit card. If you don't know how to use a credit card, then you are being skinned alive by a credit card company, and you need to stop bleeding cash and you need to get rid of your credit card until you can figure out how to control your spending. And right now, you need to get out of credit card debt as fast as possible. That means cut your expenses, work harder at your job, get a raise, do whatever you gotta do, find some extra cash and put it towards your credit card debt because you gotta stop bleeding cash as fast as possible because this is eating away at your wealth. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.